Hi, I'm Maddy Alexander-Grout, and this is Mad About Money, the podcast that talks all about people's money stories, where we find out interesting things about interesting people. I am here with the lovely Sam Adams, who is the real life coach. She's fucking brilliant. She said something along those lines, but I know she is. And she's also a breathwork coach. So we're going to be talking to Sam for the next half an hour or so about her journey and about all the cool things she does. So Sam, tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, hi Maddie. Thank you for having me on. Firstly,
You're
yeah,
welcome.
I'm a life coach. Been a life coach for about 8 years, I think. And a few years ago, about 5 years ago, my friend coined the phrase "the real life coach" because I was in this networking group, and they were like, "You really need to have like a tag name. You know, life coach is a bit like, and I didn't really like the term life coach. And Hetty,
Sounds a bit namby-pamby, doesn't
it
it?
doesn't it?
It's not you. That's not you.
No, and I really try to. When I introduce myself to people, I really don't say I'm a life coach. I just tell people how I help people.
Yeah.
But anyway, my friend Hetty just went, "Oh, you're the real life coach because you just keep it fucking real. Like everything is like
Yeah.
real, you're raw," and it just kind of stuck. So that's how that bit stuck. And then about 2 years ago, 2 years or maybe 3 years ago now, I had a lot of loss all at the same time. My dad died, my dog died, and I got
Oh
divorced.
God.
And it was just too much, and I was really struggling with I got shit ton of tools, but I was still struggling. So and breathwork just seemed to keep coming into my, how things pop up on your phone, on Instagram and everywhere, and you're like, what's this breathwork stuff about? So I checked it out. I realized that it was a way of releasing trauma and emotions without having to talk.
Yeah.
And that was one thing at the time that I was really struggling, just to keep talking about the same shit. I went and did some breath work for 5 days. I did this emotional detox, changed my freaking life.
Really?
Yeah, I've got to learn this stuff to share with my clients, and that's how that came about. So
Nice.
I'm on the South Coast. I've got two kids. They are 24. 2 days ago they were 24, and a little dog.
Twins.
Yes, they're twins.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
they're
gosh.
24 now. It's fine.
Nice. Nice. And are they good with money?
Well, not particularly. But they've both got extra needs. One's autistic and got a few bits and pieces going on. But actually, she's probably better than the other one.
Yeah.
A good
Autistic people tend to
saver.
be better with money.
Yeah, she's a good saver. So the other one is in, is out.
Yeah, interesting. I've been doing a lot of work actually on teen finances over the last couple of weeks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, talking like writing blogs and talking because of my journey, I got myself into debt when I was a teenager.
Me
So
too. Yeah.
I feel like, about this time of year, it's the time where we start talking about teenagers
Mm.
and them going off to university and how not to fuck it all up.
Yeah.
Because that's basically what I did. I
Same.
went to university, had no idea how to manage my finances, didn't know what I was doing, got credit cards, fucked
Mm.
that all up, got myself in 40 grand's worth of debt. People should not do that.
No.
And I feel like there should, we're in 2023, guys. I feel
Yeah.
like we should have more financial education for
Yeah.
teenagers because they deserve it, right? They're starting
Absolutely.
out. You spend 18 years looking after your children and making them into wonderful human beings, and then you let them out into the big wide world and they just go and fuck it up straight away because you haven't armed them with the one thing that they need to be
Yeah.
armed with. So
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know what they teach in schools these days, but I don't think there's much around financial education still.
no.
I remember reading Rich Dad Poor Dad like 25 years ago, and he talked about financial education for kids then. And my niece has just turned 18 and she's got a little bit of money. And so I'm helping her because there's no financial education. And like for me as a kid, grew up like all of us, we learn from our parents, right? My
We
mum.
do. So what was your relationship with money like as a kid?
My parents never had it. Like, I'm old, so it's like I was a
You are
70s
so not.
I was a 70s kid, so there wasn't so much credit as there is now, and credit cards and things like that.
Yeah.
My parents were always very much of, if you don't have the cash, then you don't have it, apart from
Yeah.
us. And my mum used to always say, money don't grow on trees. I always remember that, which is
Yes.
a terrible thing because
It's
it's still there all these years later.
bad mindset. Whereas actually, I have a money tree in my garden and it pumps money out all the time.
Do you? Can I have one?
I wish I did. I feel like I'm going to manifest one though. And actually, if I do have a money tree and it does grow and I think it'll just start growing and coming from everywhere. So.
I've got one here, like a little money plant. My friend Mandy, who is she's a millionaire, my friend Mandy. Nice.
Mandy
She
the millionaire.
Gave me a cutting of this. Oh, I've just knocked a leaf off. Oh.
We'll just ignore that.
Just ignore that. And she says that you can't go and cut it yourself. I have to cut it for you and plant it in the pot. And that's what she did. And she gave it to me. I've had that about 3 years. It's not grown very much, but I feel like it's going to grow soon.
Are you watering it enough?
It's on my money altar. I've got a little money altar.
I want to see this money altar.
It's not very attractive though. It's just got little things on it. It's just on my windowsill. You can't really see it.
Oh, nice. That's cool though.
Yeah, and it's just got things that make me feel abundant. So I've got a little tray of money and coins.
I also have that. Like this is my like. I have like a wallet full of cash. I have like all this stuff that like just hangs around at my work desk to make me feel. One of
the things I've got on my money altar is a coffee pod, because it's all about abundance. And one of the things that makes me feel abundant is having coffee. Like, it's weird. Oh, sorry. It's very weird, but having a jar full of coffee pods, it's just one of those things that just makes me feel really abundant. So I've put it next to my money on my money altar.
Hey, I like that. I've got a row of money books alongside of me. So, I kind of have lots of money and business books. I've got this one actually the other day, and I haven't read this yet, and I need to. I feel like it's called How to Develop the Money Magnet in Your Mind by Victor Dunstan.
That sounds good.
I got this for 20p at a car boot sale. And I thought, in fact, like it looks a little bit battered and it's very old. It is literally the oldest book, but it's actually really short. So I'm going to read that.
Yeah, let me know how it is, because I might try and find it for myself.
I will. If I tell you what, if I read it, I'll send it up. We'll pay it forward, and
I'll do the same. Yeah,
we'll circulate the money magnet around and actually every time we do it, we do a LinkedIn post and we talk about how the money magnet changed our lives. This is the book that everyone is going to be talking about. And this guy Victor Dunstan, who's probably dead because I think it was written in like the 30s.
So none of it's going to be very relevant for 2020.
Sorry, Victor. I mean, it actually says continued on the back flap on it. So, that's...
there is always something, whether it's young or old, I think.
Cardiff. I want to know when this book was written, but it doesn't seem to have like a published date on it.
I could Google it.
Yeah. Okay. He decided to use his own money, one penny of his own money starting his business. He decided not to accept any personal guarantees, nor accept any equity capital from others.
Wow.
How to Develop the Money Magnet in Your Mind. I think this is going to be a changing book,
Let me know. Let me know.
Anyway, we digressed. So, in your journey so far, talk to me about like, how did you start doing what you're doing now?
My job, being a coach?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've got a few properties. I got involved in property early, around 2000. I bought a house and I did it up, and I broke the seal in the street on it. Like, there's a ceiling, isn't it? It's like, the houses here can only go for this much.
Yeah.
I did it so well, it kind of got like, I can't even remember how much more it got, but anyway.
And that would have increased the value of all the other properties on the street. So they probably liked you a lot.
They were really happy with me. And that made me think, maybe I'm onto something here, because I really enjoyed doing it as well.
Yeah.
So then I just bought another house and did it up. I turned it from a bungalow into a house, did a big loft conversion.
Wow.
So I started that, and then something tragically happened in our family, and my sister needed a house. So I bought my first buy-to-let in 2006. And then I started buying a few then. So I got into property. Then I started getting on the property circuit, speaking and talking about how to get into property and buy-to-lets. And there was a few strategies then that you could do for like no real money down that are more, you can't do them now. A couple of them are illegal now anyway. So I was helping people how to do that. But what I found was that I just really liked working with the individual on their personal, in a more personal way, rather than teaching strategies. I'm not a teacher. I didn't enjoy that bit of it. And I just so I was more of a mentor, but actually what I realized was that I wanted to be a coach. I wanted to help these people develop themselves, their mindset, how they managed, just themselves really. So I sort of just, transitioned over to becoming a coach, and the property stuff became less and less. I also had a property deal that went massively wrong. Like,
Oh no, what happened?
a guy.
Everyone wants to hear about the bad
Yeah,
things.
it was there was an investment pool of us. So I think it was 85 of us.
Oh wow.
And the guy was basically like, he defrauded the whole thing. Millions of pounds money went. I mean, he got done. Like the Kent
Oh
police
wow.
basically got called in, fraud squad. So he got prosecuted. There's lots of things happened. And I lost 100 grand.
Oh wow.
And that was fucking painful.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
imagine.
So anyway, so the property stuff, I sort of, I sold off. I had to sell a property anyway to manage the mess anyway. And it just, and I sort of slowly ran down my property. I've still got a few properties, and coaching became my focus. And it's actually just my absolute love. Like you help people with what you do, and I know you love it and you're so good at it. And I'm the same. I help people in a different way. I help those people that are completely fucking lost, really feel like life is just okay, it's quite mediocre. Help those people find their true selves, find purpose and meaning in their life. And because I had to do it for myself. And I've done it for myself, and I just fucking love what I do, really. And then, like I said, the breath work just came about because I needed something different, and I found it and it worked. So I trained to do it, and now I use it with my coaching clients.
So let's talk about breath work, because I don't know a huge amount about it. How does it, like, I mean, people could just go, oh, what? So people pay you to help them to breathe? Surely they can do that on their own. Like,
that's
I bet
it.
you get that a lot. But, I know that from a mental health perspective, I know that it is so good. I mean, especially, again, we were talking about this before, about why I think you should work with ADHD people.
Yeah.
We forget to breathe.
Yeah.
All the time. Like, it is a very, very standard fact that if ADHD people are talking or thinking about something else, like, our brains don't regulate our breath at all. So they are a good target client for you, just saying.
They're probably like, I work with people that seemingly have their shit together. They look like they've got it all together, but actually they don't. So, I work with those kind of people as well. But look, a lot of us hold our breath, but there's breath work is it's like an umbrella term, like fitness. If you think about fitness, if someone says you're a fitness coach, you're not going to really understand. That doesn't mean anything. It could be like, well, do you do HIIT training? How do you do fitness? Are you a Joe Wicks type fitness person? Is it muscle training? Is it weight training? There's so many ways to be fit and to do fitness, and breathwork is the same. So you get people that are breathing trainers, so they teach you to breathe properly, because we are quite poor breathers this side of the world. The other side of the world, the eastern side, they are much better breathers than ours, but actually they engage with it a lot younger. They teach their kids to shut their mouths and breathe only through their nose in normal day-to-day breathing. But the breath work I do is, I know a lot about that stuff, and I do give people tips and techniques. If you get anxious, stressed, overwhelmed, all of those techniques that I utilize some of those smaller techniques in my day-to-day life. Like, I don't have a lot of fears and I don't have a lot of anxiety, but I'm not a fan of flying. So I use a lot of those techniques to fly.
I just take loads of drugs.
Yes. Well, I used to take drugs. And then one time the drugs didn't really work. And I'm like,
all about the lorazepam for me when I go fly.
Not that we're diazepam. It used to be diazepam for me. Now I just do breath work. So
any of the PAMs.
Any of the PAMs work. Yeah. Just get a PAM and you'll be fine. So those are the smaller techniques. But actually what I'm really properly trained in and certified in is conscious connected breath work, which is this is where the work really comes in. Like, you are working your breath. It's also circular breathing. So you sit down, you lie down in an environment, and I guide you through this whole process. But it's fucking life-changing. It gets to that bit of your brain and your body that you can't get to consciously.
Nice.
And it can release a lot of stuck emotions, trauma. Like somebody has said, that was like 20 years of therapy in one session.
Wow.
Yeah, and then this other lady was like, that is literally like meditation on steroids. Like, it's just,
That's amazing.
it's just it's one of those things. It's really an experiential thing. You have to do it to
To
really
know it. Yeah.
understand it. And I had a client here last week, and she's had a lot of trauma as a kid, but she's had a lot of counseling for that. And she was like, I just felt like this pile of rocks that I've been carrying had just been done. Yeah, like she cried a hell of a lot during the session. A lot of people don't always know what they're doing in the session.
It's so weird. I mean, releasing trauma is like what in whatever way your body holds it, and I'm pretty sure that I hold it there as well. So let's sort a session. But yeah, I think any way that you have trauma release. Like I had the other day, I had a massage, and I haven't had one since I had I had a really bad lot of trauma when I closed my last business. Like I think we spoke at that time, and I was a mess. Like everything in my life was falling apart. I genuinely didn't feel like I had anything going for me at all. And I've changed it. Oh my God, have I changed it up, and it's just gone insane now. But I had this massage, and I hadn't had one for 6 months, and the whole of the next day I spent crying, and I didn't know why. I had no idea why I was crying. And then someone said to me, you went for that massage last night, didn't you? And I said, yeah. And they were like, was it really painful? And I said, yeah, because it always is, because she beats the crap out of me.
Deep massage will release all stuff.
They said, do you not think that maybe some of your trauma has been released? And before, my shoulders were like up here, and now they're down here again.
Brilliant.
And I think actually so much good came from that massage. I mean, it bruised the crap out of me, but I hadn't had one for so long. And I think that's probably going to be the same with what you do. It is.
It just helps you. Like, obviously I use it with one-to-one clients now, and I do a lot of meditation now. To be honest with you, the kind of breath work that I now do in the meditation, I used to think all that stuff was a bit woo-woo.
I love woo-woo though. Like woo-woo is all I'm all over it.
Like, no, I wasn't down for the woo, but now I am down for the woo. And it's not even freaking woo. Like, there's so much science and research around breath work and meditation and how it's great for the brain and stuff. So when I work with a client now, we obviously do a lot. We have one-to-one sessions, we talk, we strategize. Sometimes I just listen. And then sometimes I know that actually we might need to bring a bit of breath work into it. So I just have this extra tool that can come in with my clients. Plus I run online breathwork classes anyway, so anyone can come along to those. But it can help you in so many ways. Just clear some of the blocks and they could be money blocks. It doesn't.
I mean, that is a really good example of how I had so many money blocks. So many, and I've done lots of different things to work on myself over the last 6 months to make myself grow. And I think actually my money blocks are okay now, because I'm attracting and retaining the money that I never thought I could. I'm charging my worth, which I never did before. I used to feel bad saying to like one of my TikTok clients, oh, by the way, it's going to be $3,000 a month. Because in my mind, that was loads of money. But when you're working with corporates
as well, and it's the value that people place on what you do, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, the same service I do for small businesses for like 500 quid. But it's because I like working with them, and they're the small guys. But it's weird, isn't it? Like what people will pay you for different things. Like, and
it's only your own block. It's just like you've got the same product, and I've got the same product. Like, I've got a membership, it's 47 quid a month. It's not a lot. I've got a group coaching program, it's 1,500 quid. And I also do one-to-one, which is $1,000 a month. So, but they're all effectively the same kind of thing, but it's just, they're in different areas and different arenas. So you try same with you. And you really have to like understand that no one can do what you do in the way that you do it.
So true. I mean, I'm kind of rejigging my prices at the moment, and I've sent them over to a few people, and literally every single person who I've sent them to has gone, no, you're still not there. Like, you are good at what you do, you need to be charging more. And I'm like, but I feel really uncomfortable. And I'm like, it's not even a block anymore. It's more the fact that like it's my values.
Well, I mean, I think you have, I like to give away stuff for free. We all want to do that. We all want to help people that are not in a position right now
Yeah.
to have what you're offering. And I always do pro bono stuff. I always give someone a pro bono session every month. That's
Oh,
part
that's
of
nice. Yeah.
And if someone messages me, I don't turn them away and go, "You've got to pay me." I'm like, "Come on, let me just."
You find a way. You find a way to work with
yeah,
everyone.
to try and help you. And when it comes to this value, and this is for anybody really, when I was early in my coaching, like you could work for me for 2 months for like 250 quid. It will cost you 2 grand now. And in the beginning, I struggled to charge 250 quid. And then it grew as I got, better at what I do and more clients. And I remember my coach saying to me, right now, you need to double your prices. And at that time I was charging about 2 grand for about 3 months. And he said, you need to double it. I'm like, I don't think I can do that. And he's like, double it. Because I'd obviously, my book was full. I couldn't take any more clients. So I remember doing 2 proposals to 2 people, same proposals. They were all about 4,600 rings a bell.
Yeah.
And the next day, one of them came back to me and he said, Sam, I'm not prepared to pay that. It's too much. And I was floored. Honestly, Maddie, I was gutted. And then later in the day, I just thought, well, this other person's not going to accept that. Later in the day, the other person phones me and I'm like, I didn't want to answer the phone, but I thought I've got to speak to this person.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking she's just going to reject me. And she went, oh, is that price right? And I went, yeah, but we can, I went to sort of say, we can talk about it. And she went, she said, bloody hell, that's so cheap. Yeah, I'm in. She said, send me your details. And she literally paid me full cash that day. And yet in the morning, someone had gone, it's too expensive.
It's all relative, isn't it? It's so crazy. And I think because of the areas that I hang around in as well, like I hang around with a lot of small businesses because they're the people who really need help with their visibility. So I hang around with a lot of people and, they say to me, I can't pay 50 quid a month. So that makes me think, oh my God, like they can't afford me. So I really shouldn't pay anything, I shouldn't have anything else. So I've worked out now that I've got a super low ticket value. Like, it's an hour of my time every single week. So they get 4 sessions a week. And I am charging that out at £39 a month for group coaching. Wow. Super ridiculously cheap, like mega cheap.
That's basically in a group, like a membership thing.
Yeah, it's like a membership. It's the cheapest way of working with me. Apart from
how many sessions did you say you're doing?
1 a week, so it's every Friday at 12.
4 sessions a month for 39 quid. That's great.
It's like tenner a week.
Yes,
tenner a week to get my brain, my fucking massive brain, brilliant. Like
all these visibility ideas and
So and it's all these ways of ways to help people to get visible. So that's one area. But I've just done like Twitter and Instagram and stuff. They're all doing like you pay to get a verified blue tick. I'm like, I can do that, but actually make it better. So I've now got like the verified blue tick. So if you want to be a verified business in the Mad About Money app, it's £7 a month, but you also get a permanent advert for your business within the app for £7 a month, and you get a verified listing. So when you're going out posting, people know that you're verified.
Yeah, I love that.
And I'm like, I think it's good. But and then I just thought, you know what, I'm actually going to charge what I think I'm worth for my actual big clients and go and charge them 3 grand a month, because it's a lot of work. And I'm sick of doing all this work for no money. I want to help people, but I also don't want to like give my soul to everybody.
Exactly. And you think, like I'm going to be doing a workshop in September, and I'm actually for the first time going to be doing one where it's pay what you can afford. Like I've never done it before.
Oh yeah.
But it's also, along with that, like the ticket price, I can't remember what we said we do the ticket price at now. It might be like 80 quid. It's not expensive. It's just like a 1-day thing.
Yeah.
So it's 80 quid, but you pay what you can afford. But there is also a pay it forward thing. So if you're like, okay, look, 80 quid's not a lot to me, I really want to go to this, I can probably price that. I've done it myself before, and I've gone to something, I've bought something, and I've also paid it forward. So there's the option to pay it forward, but there's also the options for other people who can't quite afford it right now and are going to go, and you're doing it on trust, really. Like
I love that. That's really nice.
Yeah. So there are ways that you can help everybody. Like and there's always this scale, like I said before, like your membership's 39 quid, but then your one-to-ones are
But
different.
people don't like, I mean, do people ever take the piss and go, actually, I don't want to pay anything for that?
No.
Is it risky? Because I don't think people are that dickish, are they?
If they're like that, then they're not really going to be attracted to us, because that's not the kind of person I
No.
am.
I
And
wouldn't work with somebody who took the piss like that.
no way. It's like, come on, that's karma, right? It's gonna come back and bite you in the ass.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even if if you've got to value somebody's time, you have to.
Exactly. And if you've
Like,
got it, then I've like I say, I've done things, and I hope that people have got a conscience and just think, yeah, actually, I can genuinely afford it, and I could probably afford to, subsidize someone else's, because we all need a hand up at some point. We all need a little lift onto the ladder at some point. If you're not there
yeah.
now, you probably were there at some point. So you got to kind of think about it from that point of view, that actually, you know what, I was there at one point. I wanted to do this course, I wanted to do this thing, but I wasn't in a position to do it.
I've had so many wonderful people who have said to me, Maddy, we know that you're really good. We want to help you. Like, basically, when my business failed, I had not a chip to rub together.
Yeah.
Like, I was so down on my luck. I had absolutely nothing. And I started my business with my face. That sounds weird, but I started my business by going and promoting people on TikTok. I didn't have a single penny. And in fact, I've never told this story before. So you're the first person to hear it. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, so I didn't have anything at all. In fact, I was in debt, like, because I couldn't liquidate my business. Like, I had to pay for liquidation, I had to pay for accountants and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So I decided I was going to start my new business. And all I did was I went and found some clients on LinkedIn, and I said to them, I'm going to promote your business on TikTok. Pay me what you want to pay me, but I'm going to go and promote your business on TikTok. And nearly all of those clients paid me something.
Brilliant.
And that was the first thing I did.
Yeah.
Then I found a client who actually, wanted me to work more within their business on the marketing side, help them with strategy, help them with hashtags, all of those kind of things. And they said to me, our budget is 10 grand over 3 months. So I said, brilliant. Okay, well, that's £3,333 and 33 pence every single month for 3 months. Let's do that. And you tell me exactly what you want me to do, and we will work together in partnership to do it. And I will work as a external CMO for you guys within your business. And that worked amazingly. And I built up a pot of money to pay myself and to build the app.
Brilliant.
And then everything from there on, it turns out actually that client was not the nicest client to work with.
Okay.
They were actually quite the people who I was working with were amazing. Like, they were wonderful, but they had a board reshuffle, and literally all of the people who I was working with, they all left to go to different companies.
Oh, no.
Now I'm working with them in different companies, but the original company, they basically turned around and they were like, we don't know you, we don't want to work with you. And I'm like, but I've been working with you for 3 months, actually 4 months by that point, and providing you these results. And they were like, no, they didn't even bother to get to know me. Then I found out afterwards, muggins, this is something that everybody should put in their contracts, especially if they're content creators, that if you say to people that they can keep the content that you give them, that they need to buy that content from you, or they only use it while they're working with you, because they ditched me but continued to use my face on all of their advertising.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And
yes.
when I pulled them up on it, they accused me of being a problem person. And I went, hang on a minute. No, I want to be paid for the fact that you're using my face for your marketing.
Yeah, especially when it's your face.
Yeah. So I broke ties with them. But this is why working with people who are in your value, like aligned with your values, are really like
great
so
lesson learned, though, like you say, Maddy.
Should have put some small print in there, but one of my things with ADHD is I'm not very good at small print or contracts.
Me neither.
I know that now, though. Anyway, we digressed a little bit.
No, but I like it's a good story.
No, so how do people work with you?
How do people work with me? Basically, come check me out on LinkedIn or Instagram. Like I said before, I do a pro bono slot every month. So if someone wants to grab that, they can drop me a DM, and that's usually about an hour, depends what people need. There's my
Nice.
membership. But the best place to go is just go and check out my website, which is sam-adams.com. I can't have samadams.com because it's a beer company in America.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Massive beer company, yeah. But yeah, I've got my membership. I'm doing the thing that I'm most passionate about, which I probably should talk about, is my program, which is called Breaking Your Own Limits.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just coming to an end now. Starts again in September, but the doors are going to be open probably by the end of today or tomorrow. And we work on 4 areas. We work on self-awareness, confidence and clarity, relationships, that's the big one, and purpose and passions. And it's just for people that maybe feeling a bit mediocre, a bit lost, a bit stuck, and really are ready to go on that real personal development journey to change their life, to come fucking alive, basically.
Nice.
I was talking to you just before we started this because I've just created some videos and I was just writing down all the comments that the women have said. And yeah, like I feel so much more content in my life. I can finally accept myself, and it's really empowering. Doing the program was the best decision of my life. The whole program encourages you, and you have a support network. There's just so many amazing comments.
Those are lovely comments.
And I just pulled it together last year thinking, what are the areas that most of my clients work on when we're together? And those were the 4 areas that I came up with. And I pulled the program together. I ran the beta version, which we've just finished now. It's been so successful. All the women wanted to do an extra month. I didn't say. They kind of basically came to me and said, can we keep going? And I'm like, okay, you prepared?
Nice.
And they're like, yeah, we're prepared to pay. So we're doing another month and we're having a face-to-face meetup. That's how good it was. And when I did that, I was like, yeah, I need to run this program again. And I love working with groups of people. Like, we all learn, not only, the thing with a group sort of online program is, you don't just learn when I'm coaching you in that group, you learn whilst I'm coaching the other people in the group. You get insight and breakthroughs from that. So there's so much opportunity for learning and growth. And I've just absolutely loved it. And every time I come off a call on a Monday, I'm absolutely buzzing. So yeah, people can go and check that out. The link for it will be my website, which is sam-adams.com/feeling alive.
Amazing. So what's next for you then? Apart from growing this, just that, like growing that.
Going on holiday, that's the other thing.
Nice. Where are you off to?
Portugal. On my birthday. So June 18th is my birthday, and I'm flying on my birthday.
Lush.
So yeah, gifts gratefully received. But yeah, if anyone's interested in just having a conversation about what working with me might look like, then just drop me a DM. I love coaching. Like I said, I love group coaching. I've got 2 workshops coming in September, 1 in November. So yeah, some information will be coming about them. And I've got a breathwork class online on 15th of June. So anyone wants to check in that.
Amazing. Make sure that you share that on the Mad About Money app.
Yes, I must come into the app. Oh my God.
Yes. I will. Yes. So yeah, and you guys will be able to see Sam in there. So if you're listening to this on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere that podcasts exist, you're in the wrong place, because you need to be in the Mad About Money app. Yes, the place that helps to empower people with their money wherever you are on your financial journey. You could be in debt. You could be saving for a wedding. You could be saving for a house. You could be a teenager off to university. You could be a multi-millionaire who wants to come in and help all of our people to make more money. Wherever you are on your money journey, the Mad About Money app is for you. So make sure that you go and download it. Check out Sam, make sure you follow her. She will be hanging around in the app as well. I'm Maddy Alexander-Grout. This has been Mad About Money, and we will see you next time.